Once upon a time, there was a beaver. That beaver, he was a relatively calm beaver during the day. That beaver, he spent most of his days enjoying the laughter, talking, giggling, crying, shouting, sniffling, coughing, whispering, snickering, and some other choice and rather interesting sounds that a couple dozen third-grade children can make. But the sounds that beaver loved the most were the sounds of the man that he admired more than anything in the world, Craig Opel, the teacher of that third-grade class. That beaver, he really got to know Craig over the years. He enjoyed watching his teaching style and seeing the kids' little light bulbs go off when they finally understood their math lesson and how it related to choosing the perfect amount of paint cans to cover a specific area on a house. Little did the beaver know that Craig was planning supply needs for his painting business at the same time he was teaching those math skills. That beaver, he loved hearing about Craig's father and his influence on Craig's love of the outdoors. Man, the stories that Mr. Opel would tell, story after story after story after story. Well, you get the idea. That beaver, he loved when Craig would share valuable words like, "You gotta know this stuff, because in everyday life it's important to know 2 ways to do everything." That beaver, he loved watching Craig keep up on the weather reports during ski season. Although that beaver often wondered what all the fuss was about. We lived in Minnesota, right? Even a fish would know that there's snow out there. One thing that would always make that beaver laugh was all the interesting food that Craig would bring for breakfast. A can of cocktail wieners, an entire rotisserie chicken, but the best was the mouth-watering aroma of White Castle. And, of course, that beaver knew that Mr. Opel would always have a Diet Coke in hand. One of that beaver's favorite times of the year was when the kids got to build projects. Paddles, dream catchers, sashes, intricate toothpick airplanes. You know, easy little projects for 9-year-olds. That beaver just loved to see the kids hard at work, and Craig humoring himself by saying some of his favorite quotes like, "Well, here's another fine mess you've gotten me into." Although that beaver loved learning in Mr. Opel's class, sadly, he didn't feel like he was able to use his knowledge to the fullest. He felt like one of Craig's favorite Three Stooges. "I try to think, but nothing happens," he used to think to himself. So at night, when the school was virtually empty, that beaver would try to feel important like Mr. Opel and recreate Mr. Opel's day so he, too, would feel like a smart and important teacher. Of course, that beaver's adventures often turned into shenanigans, similar to how his idol, Mr. Opel's adventures often did. Well, Craig, it looks like you're up a creek without a paddle, and it's time to go.